Trigger warning. So before we begin, a quick heads up, we'll be talking about diet culture and weight loss methods. We are going to try and keep the conversation relaxed and judgment free, but if these topics are tough for you, you might want to skip or come back another time. But well-being comes first. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Coke Club Rhubarb After Hours. This is episode 2, coming to you straight from Stratford. I'm Georgia.
I'm Francesca.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Kirsty.
And I'm Chelsea, and we're really excited to have you with us as we dive into all things nutrition, diet culture, and what's trending right now in the world of health and well-being.
So grab a brew or anything else and get comfy.
I've actually got a coconut water.
Oh, of course you have.
Health and well-being.
Very on trend.
Not vodka.
Okay,
Never. So, what does healthy eating mean? What does it even mean?
So let's kick things off with the basics. Healthy eating gets thrown around all the time, but everyone seems to mean something different.
Exactly. For some people, it's no carbs after 6 p.m. For others, it's eat more grain. And for a few, it's whatever you can grab during the school run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's never like a one size fits all, is it? It's what works for some people might not work for others.
Yeah.
I tend to have all my carbs after 6 p.m. I'm not gonna lie. I think everybody does, really.
I'm a carb frog.
Or like 3 a.m. for me.
Yeah.
Bit of bread.
That's mine when I'm like watching something and it's just grab something well.
Yeah.
But food isn't just fuel, it's culture, comfort, socialising, and let's be honest, sometimes it's just a chippy tea after a long day, which is the best thing about being northern, having chips and gravy.
Love a chicken tea.
Yeah.
Chippy tea.
Yeah.
The sausage.
Yeah.
I know you're
Cool.
Pie as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Garden peas. No mush here.
Right, come on, guys. Focus.
Focus.
You're making me hungry.
Absolutely. And obviously we love a balanced approach as well. We're not just all about chips. It's all about balance. And we do like whole foods and organic food and things like that. But yeah. So what's trending right now?
No, there's always some kind of trend going on, isn't there?
Good TikTok trend.
Yeah, love a little must-try diet. There was keto diet. There's been like Mediterranean diet. So good one. I feel like
The Atkins diet, do you remember that?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And the carnivore diet as well.
yeah, carnivore
I
diet.
did try
That's
that
a good
though.
one.
It
Who's
works a little
He's
bit.
the guy who eats all the eggs? Eddie Abu.
Yeah.
He's on a carnivore diet. I feel like the trending one right now is like gut health, like how to manage your gut health, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then there's things like fermented foods, like kombucha, kefir.
Yeah.
M&S have a brain food range out now. I think that's
Oh.
just a way to make you spend more money.
Mm.
I know, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's all it really is, isn't it?
So how do you feel about these big shops bringing out food like that or branding it like brain food or gut health food? Because I know Marks and Spencer's has also done that. It's not just Marks and Spencer's, there's other shops available. But we do have
We've got all that protein side in Aldi and Lidl.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I personally think it's a good way to like introduce it to people who might not be so like savvy with like nutrition and diet. Like having like, so I'm really big on like fermented foods and like kefir as well. Like I prefer to have kefir than like a normal yogurt.
Yeah.
I would always have that because it's probiotic, like it's really good for your gut. And like certain like health conditions that I have, my body always reacts to that better. And I think it's really good. Supermarkets will have like the branded stuff, but they're now like doing their own brand.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
stuff. It makes
Yeah.
it more accessible as well. So like you don't just think like, oh, that's something that rich people can do, or like
Mhm.
people who have more money can like it's
Mhm.
accessible to them, but it's accessible to everybody now.
Yes, yeah, and that's what I was
Yeah.
saying. It's not just Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
Sainsbury's also have their own, and
Yeah,
yeah.
Tesco. I get all my kefir from Tesco.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's a bit of like inclusivity in it. It's like, think of, like 10 years ago, there might not have been such a big gluten-free range everywhere.
Yeah.
Or like big,
It's massive.
yeah, or like big vegan, vegetarian options. It's now like, yeah.
And all that meat-free products. I don't. Yeah, the cord and heck. I don't know what heck.
Hex
yeah,
and stuff.
hex
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not keen on corn and I'm not keen on tofu. But,
No.
I mean, it's not for everybody.
No.
I really love
Oh, I
corn
quite
chicken
like
nuggets.
Oh yeah.
No. If I
Corn
want to
chicken
eat
nuggets.
protein,
Yeah.
I want to
Can
eat.
I tell?
Eat
Exactly.
protein.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like a whole
Yeah.
protein.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's always that kind of like, is it a whole food or is it like a secondary like product of something else?
Mhm.
Like tofu. Tofu isn't tofu made from like soy?
Soybeans.
Yeah.
So
Soybeans.
it's like a secondary
Sort of
product.
like-
Yeah.
So it's got its own, but then it's also got its own health benefits, like in moderation. Everything in moderation.
Mm.
This is it, absolutely. Remember trying tofu in that Wagamama's a long time ago. Oh, don't like
Plus,
this.
it's like an acquired taste. It's not for everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's a texture as well. It's like how
Mhm.
you prepare tofu, I think. It's like a texture thing.
Yeah.
How do we feel about, and I mean, another trend for like nutrition and things is sleep, isn't it? So
Mhm.
what about the Sleepy Girl mocktail thing? I've actually tried it, it does work.
What is the Sleepy Girl mocktail?
It's tart cherry thing, juice, with like you could have lemonade with it or something like
Do you make it yourself or does it come made?
that. No, you make it yourself.
Okay.
And then you have the magnesium, but it's this type of magnesium. Don't quote me on this. But you
There is a-
unscrew it and you put it in, you twist it around.
There's a lot of different types of magnesium that
Is
do
it
different things.
magnesium
isn't there?
glycinate that you need for bed?
I think so, yeah.
So that's, you put that in, you twist it around and you have a drink of it, and it's really, it tastes nice. It's
Yeah,
just
there's something I got online as well. They had this adverts for free, but you just pay for the shipping cost. So I got it.
Oh.
It's for 5 days. It's magnesium. You
Yeah.
add it to maybe lemonade or water.
Yeah, you add it to
Yeah.
and it's because it's faster absorption then.
I think it's got something mineral. Metal mineral. That's what it's called. Yes. Well, I've only had it once and
It didn't not work. It definitely worked. It does work.
There is like it is good, like the trends and how it does make it more like the knowledge more accessible to everyone. I feel like a lot of the time though, supermarkets like do make it like they make it more kind of like, oh, it becomes more of a fad rather than like an
Yes.
everyday part of the diet.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
I've never
Yes.
heard of sleepy girl mocktails before, but I've been drinking sleepy teas for years. Like, and so valerian root, passion flower, chamomile, like all of those things are really, really good for like sleep. And just, and also like the routine. I guess it's good for people that don't have the time to do like the whole like nighttime sleep routine. Like I start my nighttime routine from like 8-9 o'clock.
I thought you were going to say 5 o'clock.
But then
I carry on.
but that's because it's so hard for me to sleep because my brain's always working overtime. So I have to start it early. So like I'll get cozy, I'll do this, and then I'll do that, and then I'll do this, and then I'll get into bed at like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then I'll like start trying to fall asleep. But yeah, I guess I think sometimes you don't want to just have it as a fleeting thing, like in your routine. It needs to be like a solid thing, like rather than.
This is it, and that leads me on nicely to UPF, which is a big thing at the moment and feels very faddish. So you ultra processed food free.
Mhm.
So I get where they're coming from in terms of like free from plastics and free from different things, but I am sure it just used to be called organic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because it's something that's natural with no GMOs or unnecessary fertilizers. It's
It's organic.
organic.
But it should just, I think that should just be like the standard though, really, shouldn't it? Like, why should we call organic fruit and veg organic and not the modified like chemical version? Surely it should be like, this is chemical fruit and veg and this is just normal fruit and veg.
So when I was looking at it, it was from people's perspective of not buying really processed foods during their weekly shop. So instead, trying to cook healthier things, because really processed foods are pricier. Whereas if you cook things or make your own things, you know, like see people make their own, I don't know, their own healthy version of cupcakes or whatever. And if you convert, like this is what my grandma tells me, if you divide it into how many you've made, it's cheaper than what you'd buy in the shop. So that's like a perspective that I get, especially in a cost of living crisis. Everyone wants to try and be healthier and use their money more wisely.
Yeah.
But there's things that I see like, what's the difference between organic milk and milk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's the way you go about cooking the
Mhm.
food.
Yes.
You might cook an organic veg and overcook it, and then what? It's just nothing.
Mhm.
It's left with the pulp, nothing.
Or fry it in a ton of
Yeah.
seed oil.
Oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not very
It takes
healthy.
away all the health.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I guess as well, like ultra processed foods can be like stuff that's been, so like chicken nuggets, for example, are like a version of really like ultra processed food because it's been the chicken, then it's been processed, then it's been processed again, then it's been processed again, and it's like
Additives to make it
yeah,
more
all of
tasty.
these chemicals to preserve it and to make it tastier, and it's kind of like, I feel like ultra processed food is more convenient, but that's why people like go to it a lot. And but I don't think that it should be such a like inaccessible thing to have a ultra processed free diet, because I genuinely believe like we should all be kind of like doing it. And I have like ultra processed food.
I think everybody can't.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't avoid
Come
it.
on.
You can't avoid it, but I try so hard to make I grew up in like an ingredients household. Like, so it was like you open the fridge and you have to make something from
Yeah.
scratch. Like, there's not really much in
Oh,
there.
I grew up in an Iceland household. That's why mums go to Iceland.
So like we did have like obviously when I was a kid, like I did have like quite a lot of ultra processed food, but in my own house like as well now, like I have to have just like all ingredients, and I'm not trying to make myself sound like
I'm
I
so
will
amazing.
literally sit at home and eat a full share size bag of crisps and a whole cake, and then like a full chocolate bar
And
as
then
well.
chat about how you.
And but then I'll feel really bad about that and be like, okay, I need to eat all fruit and veg like for the next like week.
I do enjoy watching people on TikTok though, making all these foods from scratch and making their own bread and freezing it.
I've made my own bread before.
Oh, I don't know, it was gluten-free bread.
It wasn't nice.
It looked nice.
But it didn't taste nice.
So it's like my husband does all the bread making and the baking and the cooking, and I love it. It's great.
Mm.
It's better than you doing it.
I made my own pasta once. I made but I did it as bow tie pasta.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
That's really easy to make.
It really was, yeah.
Do it like on the table as well.
I did
Do
it.
you have one of those things?
So I did it my second year of high school in food tech. It was the last time I made it as well. But we
That's
did it.
right.
I did. It was nice, but we did like the flour volcano, and you make room and then put eggs in and you mix it all. And yeah,
Yeah, and it is really easy to make. Like you think like things like pasta would be like really hard to make, but it's just literally like 3-4 ingredients, isn't it? And then that's it. And then you compare it to like the pasta in the supermarkets, and it's like, why does it need all of this stuff in? Like compared to like what it actually is, and it really is just to preserve it, like to keep it like a shelf life. But those chemicals are so like can be so.
I mean, we've had them since the 90s. now,
Well, I
to be honest.
tried.
Like-
I tried, and I even went as far as buying the pasta making machine, the cutter and everything. And at the end of the day, I just realized I was taking too long. It didn't come out like it should in the videos. I just packed it to one side. And that's like
Not
15 years ago.
It's never seen the light of day.
It is a lot more effort, but
It is.
try to get it
It's
right.
just when you're finishing work, say if you finish work at 6 or something like that, you've had a hard day, like, you're not going to get your pasta maker out, are you?
Yeah.
I just go for the more reasonable and, will I say, healthier choice. So instead of buying the white ones, I buy the like wheat
Yeah.
wheat products. Yeah.
I like that.
I guess that's why like meal prepping is really good for people that do have that kind of busy life.
Meal prepping is still very strong, saves money, reduces stress, and stops the what's the chaos.
What's fatigue?
What's the take chaos? Sorry. I'm trying to I can't concentrate. I'm so sorry. Shall we say it again?
No, it's fine. We'll keep that in.
Thanks.
What's fatigue?
What's the
It's fatigue. And let's not forget the wearable techs. Everyone's tracking their steps, sleep, macros. Some people can tell you exactly how many minutes they spent in the REM sleep last night.
How does that actually...
It's a bit.
That's one thing that I've never
Yeah.
Like understood. Like, how does technology know
I
that
don't
you're in
think it does.
REM?
I don't
I mean,
think it
I've got a
It says it
smart
goes off your
Apple
heart
Watch,
rate.
but I really don't understand how it works.
When you're in REM sleep, you are dreaming as well, aren't you? So, but some people do move. Some people sleepwalk in REM sleep. So, how does that work?
They're getting the steps in.
I like that.
Thank you.
Oh,
That's gonna like pale my line in comparison about tracking biscuits. They should track biscuits, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
How many biscuits have you eaten?
Don't
today?
track my
Yeah.
Jesus.
See, but I
try to
bought
track
that.
my
Like,
water intake and my steps, but sometimes I just feel like it just doesn't add up.
You know, I think the
Mm.
10,000 steps thing's quite outdated anyway. I don't think we
Yeah.
actually do need to. You mentioned this last week, didn't you?
I did.
The 10,000 steps.
So how do you walk for
Actually,
10,000 a day, though?
Well,
I've tried.
I
I've
guess
tried.
it's
Yeah,
very
it's- yeah,
it was
very
for some
pretty though,
people,
it's
yeah.
not-
Yeah.
I can very easily walk
And
10,000
for your
steps,
job,
but
Yeah,
it's
running
just,
around, yeah.
it's just, yeah.
I think
guess
the
it's-
highest I've done is about 7,000 or 8,000, and that I kid you
Pretty
not,
good though.
yeah, but
There
that's
was a
her
lot of
like
walking.
that's like her walking around her estate. Like,
there was a
Yeah.
lot of walking involved. Yes.
Yeah,
A lot
but
of
that's why
walking.
it's kind of outdated because it's so
Yeah.
different for everyone. Like you've got your own like health issues and like
Depends
your
on
own.
each individual. doesn't
Yeah,
it?
like
Yeah.
you won't need to do 10,000 steps because of your like the complexities of
Mhm.
each person. It's dependent, isn't it?
absolutely.
so that's like my highest was 22,000 one day.
20.
22,000.
22.
I went to Chester Zoo on my
Did you
own
walk
and just walked around.
from Salford to Timbuktu.
I think my highest has maybe been like 27, 28, and that was when I was in Paris.
But that's what I say. Like when we went to Prague, it was massively high because that's what we did. We just walked everywhere. All around.
Yeah, on holiday I can understand.
Yeah.
Like, you know. when-
Not here at home.
No,
Especially not in the winter.
No,
No.
It's too
not in
hot.
this weather as well.
No.
Okay, Chelsea has been
Hello.
up late again researching for club
Chief
track.
fact checker.
Wow, she's yeah. So who's got our first fact bomb?
That would be me. Recent studies shows that social media is the most important health resource for young people. True or false?
Is it a true or false question?
Right,
I
it's
We're
just-
discussing.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree with that. Like I found it's more accessible. Like in a video format, it's way more accessible to look at.
I mean, we talked about it last week.
Yeah.
As in on our health episode, because people don't want to go to the doctor either.
Yeah, and when you go to the doctors, it's just like such outdated information, and just, like,
Yeah.
boring. boring like pamphlets that they give you.
Yeah.
And you're like, who's actually going to read that? Like, it's not
Mhm.
accessible for people.
Mhm.
You're really vague on it, but you can go into TikTok or Instagram. You can type in specifically, like I specifically type into TikTok PCOS foods, and I follow certain people who there's a guy on there called the PCOS mentor, and he's really good. He tells you
Yeah.
all the like vitamins that you need to take and what they do and how they help and like when to take them. Gives you like lists of foods like are you struggling to like stay awake in the day? Like try eating this. And I've learned so much about and implementing those things in my diet, like one by one, because gets quite overwhelming trying to adjust your whole diet at one time, but
Yeah.
one by one, and like they've really has helped, like sea moss, kale. Like I have sometimes if I eat, because I'm a proper snacker, I love snacking like crisps, but sometimes I'll film
Mouse crisps.
no kale
crisps,
chips,
yeah.
kale crisps, and kale is also really good for PCOS. So it's like I've learned so much off that. It's making young people like way more health conscious as well, which can be a bit of a tricky one, especially when
Yeah,
you're
it's
like still
good.
developing. But
Yeah.
you know, I really do.
It could go
think
one way or the other, couldn't it?
Yeah,
But I like it because of the, algorithm thing.
yeah, and
Once you search for something, it brings other things that relates, to whatever it is on your
so you're
search
not
algorithm.
constantly having to
Yes.
like check
Yeah.
and like search for things.
Who's got my next truth bomb?
Oh, you know.
Oh, it's me. Studies show that 90% of participants stated they choose the internet as their first medium for research considering health information. Obviously, the main advantages of this is convenience, a wide range of accessible information, self-awareness, and emotional support from an online community. Kind of like the same as what I was just saying, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's very accessible. But I think one of the biggest dangers of like searching for stuff online is it factual? Like, is it actually like nutritional? Because I've seen people in the comments of like TikTok videos saying like, "Oh well, flaxseed's really good for this," and then someone else would be like, "Flaxseed's like really carcinogenic, so you shouldn't really have that," or like you have to prepare it in a certain way.
These people are doctors.
Yeah.
These people are...
Everybody's a doctor.
Yeah, it's Dr. Google, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, like everyone.
And that's this is
Yeah.
it.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's the scary.
Well, I just search for things online and then I go to my doctors for confirmation.
Yeah, that's a good way to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
32% of posts include and contain misinformation with influencers contributing to this misinformation.
So that led on quite nicely.
Yeah. Everyone wants to be a doctor these days.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to kind of like contribute something, don't they?
There is a woman online that talks about like trigger warning miscarriages and things like that, and just telling people to go and take aspirin as if that was like the actual like cure all for it. And it's like, I don't think you should be talking about this online, like as in like this is factual, this is real, you should go and do this.
Yeah. Where did she get that from?
Exactly. Well, it is true. It does
Yeah.
help, but it isn't a cure all. It's
No.
not going to help everybody. And actually, you should be going. And she goes to say like, how do people get progesterone and stuff like that if you're miscarrying and things like that, which is so scary. But is people like this talking about diets as well and talking about different things that is completely misinformation, and like we're saying, it can either go one way or another. And we live in a world that is full of technology.
People are so trusting as well, aren't they? They will just believe like what these people say just because it's what they do on the internet, what they do on social media.
University of TikTok.
Yeah.
It's like when people sell you things, they don't care about your health. They just want to get paid.
Yeah.
Like the vitamins, that you sell.
Yes.
On TikTok you see them a lot.
Yeah.
Because I bought into it.
Well, God.
Well, God.
Thanks, Sarah.
Sleepy girl, not potatoes.
Well,
Was it like you all have like a grey band and like an orange packaging? It's like D12 and something, and this is like for your cortisol level or something, and it'll make you lose weight or something like that. It didn't.
It used to be. It
we
used
got
to
the
be more.
stickers, did we?
Yes, we did.
Did it actually work?
No.
I didn't feel anything.
They
The
just irritated
patches,
me.
the
Skin,
kind
do you
patch.
remember?
It
They
just-
just irritated all our skin.
it just make me so uncomfortable and like I'm always like fidgeting and
You have got
trying
to be
to, like-
so careful. I think a lot of it is like we are in such a world at the moment where things just get pew, 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 fired at you like every second. It's like using your you've kind of got to do the research. You've got to cross check it. You've got to fact check it. You've got to have a bit of common sense. But some people
Yeah.
Common sense
lack
is a
in
common.
that.
But it's like in, I think Australia, maybe China, they make it, people have to be certified. They've got a degree.
Mm.
They can talk about that. They need to bring that over here.
Yeah.
Make
Yeah, 'cause
that a
look, there's
thing.
so many people's trying shit online.
Yeah.
There really is. There's
And
so
they'll
many
go as
people.
far as trying to prove to people that yes, I know exactly what I'm talking about. Meanwhile, they probably only just heard it from somebody else
Mhm.
in passing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what works for one person might not work for you. Like that's why I always do my research based on me and what I've got, because what someone might be telling me for PCOS might not line up with my ADHD as well. Like it might work for PCOS, but it might affect
ADHD.
that. Yeah. So you have to
balancing it.
you have to combine, like, again, it's like seeing the body as like a whole working system rather than just like each individual thing.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
brings us very nicely on. So this is the massive topic. It's maybe a bit of a taboo that people don't want to talk about.
Drum roll.
Drum roll, please. We're going to talk about weight loss injections. I'm not going to name them, but the GLP-1 medications specifically. So, what do we feel about these?
They're all over social media.
Can't scroll without seeing them.
Mm.
I see a lot of people who shouldn't have them, but they have them.
Mm-hmm.
Very dodgy.
Celebrities as well.
So yeah.
That should maybe think about their image before
Mm-hmm.
putting it to the world.
Yeah.
It's very frightening.
Yeah. It's a bit like we're going back in time a bit, like in the early 2000s, of how women are being portrayed for just weight loss and diet culture. It's like coming back all these years later.
Yeah. And you couldn't move skeletons, could you? Like,
Yeah.
let's be honest. And as young, because we're all of a similar age, so as young women, like we were seeing that and thinking that was how we should look.
Should be.
Mm.
It makes me very
That
upset.
Barbie look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skin and bone. Like you could see people's like chests and like ribs.
Mm.
And that makes me feel
Big
very
boobs,
sad
tiny waist.
for young women. Like your daughter is
Mhm.
like 13 and she's seeing that again and it's all
Mhm.
happening again. There's not this positive movement around it.
Mm.
I will say I have used the GLP-1 medications and it has been the only thing that's helped me, but I needed to use it.
Mhm.
And I went through proper pharmacy, proper medication. It's not these dodgy sites. So this is my other thing as well here is people that should not be on it. People going through, because they're expensive, let's not beat around the bush, they're expensive. People going to clinics and things that aren't registered. They aren't pharmacists, they aren't clinicians, they aren't your doctors, and they're cheap. People are dying.
It really is like one of those things, isn't it? That's turned into it's turned into a trend. It turned into a fad, and it's also turned into it's a medical aid that should be used for medical reasons. And a lot of people use it because they are body conscious and want to lose weight for cosmetic reasons. And it's like it's just so sad because you do see some women who really, really shouldn't be taking it.
Yeah.
And they make themselves like physically sick
But how is
just
it
because of
not
like
in the first place?
aesthetic reasons.
It's like, do you ever see?
All the wrong reasons.
Do you ever see like £1,000 my £600 life?
Yeah.
And you know how they have to go through so many like therapy things like that. Logically, you should have to do that because if you're not like mentally prepared, then you're not physically prepared because you're not going to do the work to progress, things like that. But
And it's not just a quick fix either. You really have to keep up. It's
Mm.
like when the gastric band was like trending as well.
Yeah.
Like people, everyone, left, right, and centre's getting a gastric band all of a sudden. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Mm-hmm.
what for? Now you've got the size of a stomach, the size of a bloody lemon, and you can't eat anything, and you've got to keep that up for the rest of your life now,
Yeah.
just
Don't get me
because you
wrong,
wanted to be
though.
skinny 10 years ago.
They do work. They are good, and it's the way it switches your mindset.
Yeah.
Moreover than the weight loss, and then that follow-on effect for like inflammation, how your brain works, it gets rid
Yeah.
of brain fog and things like that. So
However, like, I know someone who had a gastric sleeve and they lost like 10 stone, incredible amount of weight,
Mm-hmm.
but their mind hadn't caught up yet.
Yeah.
So when they looked in the mirror, they still saw this person who was like 22 stone,
Mm-hmm.
and she wasn't. She was very small now, and she was still stuck there. So it's like if you don't, you can lose the weight, but if you don't change your mind, then
Yeah, it's all about mindset.
and she was still couldn't like. She also got lots of exercise as well, and it's like it didn't matter how much weight she lost. In her head, she was always fat.
this is the issue. isn't it?
Yes, I mean, another thing that gets to me is the misrepresentation and misinterpretation of this weight loss injections. You see someone who is like maybe 22 stones, and before, and then after, she's like maybe 10 or 8 stones within the space of 3 months or 6 months. How did you get from there to there?
I mean, it's taken me a year to lose 6 stone, and I don't think a year is a bad way of losing. It slowly does it, but it's like you're saying, people do it really, really quickly, and that's not good for you at all. Because your body then shuts down as well. This is the other thing.
I mean, because if I haven't tried it, I would be like, oh no, it works. It works as fast and effective as they've said it. But no, it doesn't. You are either taking something else together with that or doing something else with that, which, you are misrepresenting,
Yeah, how it works
how
and
it
how long
works.
it would work for. Yeah,
Thereby making other people confusing other people to get into things that they shouldn't really.
absolutely.
It's a bit like a maze. Everywhere you go, there's something else, something to try, and then you hit dead ends. Where do you find the exit? How do you get there?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know someone who was on this GLP injection, and yet she was still taking like weight loss pills as well.
No,
Exactly.
that's so bad. Yeah, it's just there needs to be just so much more education on it, because it is really dangerous. Like it's not even those kind of injections. They're not even made for weight loss originally, are they? Are they not?
Yeah.
So they're for like.
Which works great for PCOS, by the way, because insulin-resistant PCOS.
Yeah.
It's fabulous.
But like these things, like medicines and stuff, like they get used for other doctors figure out that they can be used for other things, but then you don't think about like all the other side effects. Like people might not disclose or like say that they've got like certain other health issues or they're taking other stuff, and they just get them because they're not getting them from doctors, they're getting them online or from other people.
I've heard that it also affects the sight, that people are going in slightly blind.
What?
Yeah.
Was it your?
Yeah, my mum, she had the diabetes. This was like before it was like a big craze, and she was on it. And she was at the time, she was a bigger lady. She'd been on steroids for a long time, and it made her so ill. She lost a lot of weight, but she was like, my mum was like a very fun, bubbly person, and like personality just went. You couldn't have a conversation with her. She couldn't eat anything. She was constantly throwing up. She couldn't get out of bed. It made her so unwell. And like after a few months, she went off it, and then went back on it and like felt better again. But it's just scary. Like
She looks well now.
she looked well. Like she's put a bit of weight back on because she went a bit too small. But she's doing well now. She's healthy now. But me personally, I don't like him for that reason, just to see how it affected her. I know it doesn't affect everyone
No,
like that,
No.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it worries me because people say to me, "Oh, why don't you go on them?" And it scared me.
Yeah,
Mm.
Like,
I saw that,
I've
especially
seen it.
like
I'm
that
scared to
Yeah.
go
kind
on
of
it. Yeah.
personal connection to it as well.
Mm.
Yeah. So if anybody is considering the GPL1 medications, then the safest route is always to speak to your GP or
Yeah,
your pharmacist.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But don't just go off TikTok.
Do not buy them
do
on
not-
TikTok shop.
do not go
Will
to
not be
any
real.
kind of aesthetic, place just in case, don't buy them for 50 quid.
Mhm.
They are hundreds of pounds, and if you're going to do it properly, go and do it properly.
Mm.
That's my only advice to these people.
Mm.
Yeah, health is more important
Health is more
than a
important.
bargain.
Yeah.
True.
So let's get personal for a moment. What's one nutrition habit that's worked for you right now? So I'm going to go first, if that's all right. Obviously, I've talked about my
Sure.
GLP-1 medication things. And I think I would like to try and get more protein in, just because my hair falls out and muscle mass and things like that, and just bit more positive on the protein.
High protein diet's really good for PCOS as well.
Absolutely. Adjusted.
For me, I think it's incorporating more fruits and vegetables and protein in my diet, and also when I have the strength, I go to the gym.
Mm.
Might not be a regular thing, but every now and then.
A little bit.
Yeah, because I get really tense muscles and I get really tired, so I try to do it every now and then. So yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Anna?
I would say like my sweet tooth is a menace. So I try to swap out all my snacking because I am a late night snacker. I do like to eat late at night. That's like part of like my comfort routine. I know it's bad for you, so I am trying to like eat before 8 o'clock, or if I do eat after 8 o'clock, try to eat like really light things.
Yeah.
But swapping out like really sweet stuff because I just love I just love sugar.
You came in and asked for
it.
biscuits, by the way.
I've just got such a sweet tooth. Like, there's definitely some little worm around in my body going, "Give me some sugar." I've definitely got some parasites
That's
controlling
a
my sugar
massive fad
intake.
as well. It's
Yeah.
at the minute.
But I think because I'm quite conscious of the C word right now, not for me personally, but someone in my family.
What's the C?
The big C, the big scary C.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. But I think sugar and cancer feeds off sugar. So I'm trying to like switch out my processed sugar for a bit more natural sugar, or try and switch out for more like savory snacks. So instead of like having really ultra processed sugar filled crisps, I'll have kale chips. And then instead of like, if I get like sweet tooth for some like chocolate or puddings, I will have medjool dates because they're really like sweet, naturally sweet.
Dark chocolate is good as well.
Dark chocolate, yeah, and that's meant to be really good for PCOS too. And then goji berries, dried goji berries, are like my go-to little snack right now. Yeah, so I would say that. What about you, Chelsea?
I have no idea. Because I don't know. I just do me.
You do.
I just do me. So, boys, a few years ago, I had really bad binge eating, and then it kind of switched to avoiding and restrictive. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, and I don't know why. But then it was like I'd eat at certain times. I couldn't eat before, and I couldn't eat after. Then it was like social things, like if I was out with people that I didn't know, I'm not eating. If I was at a place I wasn't familiar with, I'd have to like look beforehand at the menu, look at the plan, what was the place like. It became very much like a mental chore.
It does really get like
Yeah.
that sometimes.
And it's very heavy as well, and having to explain that to people who don't understand is then very heavy because then they look at me like, what are you talking about? Like, why is that? Like, just leave, go. And I'm like, well, you have to understand it from my point of view, why I feel uncomfortable in these situations. Whereas now, I'm not as bad. I'm one of them people. I just think you live once, eat what you want.
Exactly.
You're gonna die at some point.
It's just gonna kill you anyway.
Exactly, you know? Whether that's an asteroid, a bus, you sleep,
Even lying in your bed.
you know.
And I think as well, like going back to like balanced diets and all that. Why a balanced diet just means like overall. It doesn't mean like, oh, you've got to have this every day and you've got to do
No.
this. It's like one day you can eat
The
like
right
this, and then the
proportion.
next day you
Yeah.
can eat like this.
Mhm.
Yeah, like it doesn't. It's not all about like you have to do everything every day. And I think what you're saying, you can really get trapped in a cycle of
Mhm.
like being really obsessive about your food and you're eating macros. What you said before about macros, so
Tracking it.
tracking
Mm.
macros
Yeah.
and calories, like that's an eating disorder in
Mhm.
itself. I think
Mm.
like
Mhm.
bodybuilders are a prime example of that. Like their diet's
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
and it's all for like aesthetic reasons and like competitions. And it's like you really need to. It's like you're focusing on your nutrition, but also like you're just being so obsessive over it. That's
It's
why
not like you've got Crohn's or something like that.
Yeah.
You have to control.
Yeah.
or something
Well,
like
for
that.
me, I think a balanced diet is red wine in one hand, white
Jack Daniels and
Yeah.
it makes a rosé.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's like,
Yeah.
so I try and eat healthier now, but then I'm like, if I want the thing, I'll eat the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Kirsty?
So like, my relationship with food and nutrition has always been so unhealthy. Like it started like as a teenager, I'd like binge eat, like hide food, but then I'd like make myself sick and I'd starve and pretend to eat.
Mm.
And it kind of like I don't starve and I don't throw up anymore. So that's to me, I think that's pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I do still binge eat now and then.
Yeah.
But so I've started using HelloFresh. It is expensive,
Mm.
but it's like they deliver everything to your house, and like 5 meals for a week, and it takes normally like 40 minutes to make it. It's, it's pretty easy.
Got it there.
You got it there, don't have to faff, and like, because I'm really unorganized as well. Like food shopping for me is really hard. I get overwhelmed and just put everything in the basket.
Just go
I just
out.
put it in the basket. Just this.
This is a fancy days. Oh, I think I'm gonna
Yeah, so then
Yeah.
now
This
really
year.
like I don't actually have any like stuff you can just put in the oven.
Yeah.
Like, everything has to be made.
Yeah.
So my binge food now is cereal.
I love cereal.
Just loads of cereal because everything else has to be made. But yeah,
That's better than not having it.
HelloFresh is
Yeah.
pretty good, to be fair. It is worth it for someone like me.
It
Because
is.
I know nothing about
It's
nutrition.
good the way that they measure out like every ingredient.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Step by
perfect
step.
measure.
You
Yeah.
can like pick as well. So I went for like low calorie, low carbs, low salt, no sugar. So I'm like trying to lose weight, and I did couch to 5K as well.
Mm.
So I started running, and that like helped as well. But
Oh.
Where is that?
Don't think I should run anymore. But yeah. But you're very right. Like, yeah. And you can get voucher codes as well, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we haven't managed to ask people like their own health story. Well, we asked health stories, more like nutrition stories and things. So we will be putting something out on social media. So next week we might just read some people's stories out for just follow it on, and then if we'll put a poll on Instagram if people want to send in the stories, you're more than welcome to. So
That's all from us this week. Nutrition is such a huge topic, and we hope today's chat helps you feel a bit more grounded and informed.
Remember, no extreme diets, no shame, and absolutely no comparing yourself to someone else's journey.
If you enjoyed today's episode, hit follow, and share it with your mate who is always trying the latest diet trend.
And join us next time for more After Hours Real Talk.
This has been Club Rhubarb After Hours. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.